Yes.
Okay, got it. Bueno, guys, so today we're going to be working as it says in the screen, the week number 1 of the second level. Ready? This week, normally, it's only one class, but with me, I prefer to divide the classes that are too full of topics. I prefer to divide it in two. So in this case, we're going to have two different topics, two different classes, one today, one tomorrow to cover all the topics of the week number 1. Ready? Well, in the infographic of this week, I left you some questions, right? And all the questions were directed to the moment that you were a child. Yes, it says when you were a child. What's the meaning of child? Do you remember what's the meaning of child?
Niño?
Niño.
Niño, exactly. Very good. Thank you, Alexandra. Thank you, Johan. So in that case, all of these questions are directed to your past, to the moment that you were children. Yes. So in that case, we're talking about our childhood. What's the meaning of childhood? If child is niño, what's the meaning of childhood?
Niñez.
Niñez, Cristian, muy bien, excellent, very good, María. Niñez, listo, la infancia, ready? So all of these questions were related to the past. And we have three different questions. The first question was related to the problems that Colombia, the country, used to have, right? The second question, it's about your games, the games that we used to play before when we were kids, right? So the games that we used to play. And the other question was about the best part of your childhood. Maybe the best part, it can be anything, no? For example, the best part of my childhood was my time with my brother, with my older brother. Maybe for other person was the time in school. Maybe for other person was the trip to other country. Maybe for other person the best part of their childhood was the puppy, no, the puppy that they had, maybe, right, or the kitten that they had. So that's why I want you to think on these three questions. But as it is a custom, these questions are not for now. We're going to start the topics today, and then at the end of tomorrow's class, we are going to answer these questions, right? So these questions, of course, are going to be answered with the topics that we are going to see during the class of today and the class of tomorrow. Ready? So guys, welcome to the basic 2. This level is going to be super easy for you. It's pretty common. It's pretty simple. There are not difficult topics. Most of the topics are super simple. So it's going to be easy for you. Don't worry. Ready? I hope that you enjoy it though. Ready? So I hope that you enjoy the topics and the classes during the second level. Okay? So we're going to start here with a simple question. The question is, as always, it's a simple question. How was your room when growing up? Do you remember what was the meaning of the verb grow up?
Crecer.
Madurar. Crecer.
Crecer o madurar. Very good. So when you were growing up, how was your room? Was it big? Was it small? It had TV or no? Was a room for you or was a room for you and your brothers or sisters? How was your room when you were growing up?
In my case, my room is bigger now.
It's bigger now. Okay, so before it was
Yes.
a small room.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Christian. Maria?
Was small and used to clear.
Okay, very good. Used to be like, what do you mean clear? Like with light, with a lot of light? Clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so now it's darker. Now your room is darker.
Yes.
Okay, very good, very good, very good. What was there? What was there in your rooms, guys? What objects did you have there? For example, in my room before, there was my laptop, bueno, my PC, because of course I didn't have a studio in my house. It was only my room, my mother's room, and my brother's room. But now that I live with my wife, there isn't a PC on my room. There is a TV and there is a closet. But before in my room there was a PC. Now there isn't a PC. My PC now it's my studio. That is this room, right? What about you guys? What do you think? What objects were there in your rooms?
When I was younger, in my room, there was many toys.
Okay, very good. Now, of course, you don't have toys in your room.
No, now there is a laptop, there is a closet, there is a mirror.
Okay. Wait, there was many toys. Listo, muy bien, excellent, very good. Anybody else? What was there in your room before? No, nobody, nothing to think. Johan.
There was a bicycle.
There was a what, sorry?
Was a bicycle.
Okay, there was a bike. Okay.
There was a TV.
Oh, so now you don't have a TV in your room. Now not.
No, no.
Okay, so there was a TV. Okay, I am sorry for the letter. No sé qué le pasa, el tablero está súper raro con la escritura, so, se ve un poco extraño la escritura, pero ok, no. ¿Se entiende, cierto? Sí se entiende. There was a many toys. Sí, sí se entiende, right?
Yes.
Es que se actualizó y ahora ya no coge tan bien. Bueno, ok, no problem. Pues, there was a bike, there was a TV. Alexandra por ahí tenía la manito levantada, creo. I think she lost it. Bueno, very good. So, guys, in this case, of course, we're talking about the things that were there and the characteristics that had my room. I don't know, for example, well, when I was living alone, no. But before many years ago, I used to sleep with my brother because we slept in the same room. So I used to sleep with my brother. And in my room, when I used to sleep with my brother, there were many clothes on the floor because my brother is super disorganized. I am not, I am very organized, but my brother was very disorganized. And now I don't know, but I suppose that he's still. So there were many clothes on the floor, like in this picture, no? I hate that, but that's one of the reasons that we separated the rooms, but there were only many clothes before. Ready? Anything else? Anything else that there were in your rooms, guys? No, nothing. No, nothing. Majo, Daniela, Valeria, Brian, Milena, Mafe, Yesid. No, nothing. There were nothing in your rooms. No tenían nada, no había nada en sus cuartos.
There wasn't a TV. Now have TV.
Okay, there wasn't a TV, but now you have a TV, or the opposite?
Yes, yes.
Okay, very good. So in that case, Danny says, okay, before there wasn't a TV. Now I have a TV, but before there was not a TV. Muy bien, very good. So, guys, in these things, we're talking about the past. Easy, no? So we are using was, we are using were. Nada del otro mundo, ¿no? Pues verb to be, in past, sencillito, not difficult. También estamos usando el pasado, used, that, no problem, yes? Sencillo. Ready? But in this case, it's not that simple because we are using the verb to be, was, were, yes, but it's not I was or the room was. We are using there was or there were. Yes, which of course is the same one as there is or there are, which is haber, but in the past. And also we are using the simple past here, yes, but especially with the expression used to, which is an expression used for describing habits in the past, right? So it's simple past, yes, but it's an expression that describes something that was customary. Customary, it's habit. Yes, it means something that was a habit in the past. What is the meaning of customary? ¿Qué significa customary?
Costumbres, hábitos.
Acostumbrado, muy bien, very good. So it's something that it's common, right? So in this case today, we're going to remember a little bit of the simple past, but focus on two different expressions. The first expression that we're going to check today, it's going to be there was and there were. Remember that was and were, you know, was y were. Ustedes saben que es el verb to be. Y es era o estaba. Fin. ¿Cierto? Yo era, yo estaba, tú eras, tú estabas, so on, so on. But when we combine there plus the verb to be, then in that case, it's going to be the verb haber. Haber, de existir. Yes? So, but since the verb to be is in past, so we're talking about había. In my room, there wasn't a TV. No había un tele. There was a lot of light. Había mucha luz, right? Or if it's plural, of course, the verb to be plural, it's going to be this one. So there were a lot of clothes or many clothes in the floor. Habían muchas prendas o mucha ropa en el piso, right? Or for example, here Christian said there was many toys. Pero en este caso, como era many toys, o sea, plural, ¿cuál sería el correcto? There
Where?
were, very good.
Were.
There were many toys. O sea, habían muchos juguetes. Ready? So when we talk about this one, there was, it's because it's going to be singular. O sea, de a uno solo. There was or there wasn't. But when we talk about here, there were, of course, it's because it's plural. O sea, 2, 3, 4, 20, 50, 100, 1 million, whatever. Ready? And there was and there were, it's going to have the same structures as usual. Affirmative, negative, and question. In this case, since we are going to use the verb to be, we don't have to use any auxiliary. The verb to be is the auxiliary. So in that case, we don't have to use did, didn't, no, nothing, right? It's just was or were. If it's affirmative, there was or there were. If it's negative, there wasn't or there was not, o there weren't o there were not. Pero pueden hacer pegado o separado, como quieran. Significa no había o no habían, dependiendo si es singular o plural. ¿Listo? And finally, the question, it's changing the verb to be to the front. Was there or were there? Yes? Claro, of course, I can say was there or I can say how many or how much. También se puede acomodar aquí, ¿cierto? How many or how much, right? For example, I can make a question. I can say, guys, how much noise was there in your room before? When you were children, how much noise was there in your room? Do you remember what's the meaning of noise? ¿Se acuerdan qué era noise? Do you remember?
Ruido.
Ruido, muy bien,
Yeah.
very good. Entonces, the question is, how much noise? Claro, uso much, porque resulta que es no contable, ¿cierto? Entonces, ok, how much noise was there in your room? Guys, answer. How much noise was there in your room?
There wasn't noise. Ningún.
Bueno, ok, perfect, José, yes. So, José says teacher, pues de hecho, there wasn't any noise in my room, ¿cierto? Puede ser. Hmm? Oh, well, for example, I used to live near to a workshop. Do you know what is a workshop? What's the meaning of workshop? Workshop, what is the meaning? Sorry, again. Workshop, what's the meaning of workshop?
Curso, taller.
Taller, listo, pero in that case, sí, obviamente también es de un curso, pero también es del lugar. So I used to live near to a mechanical shop or a mechanical workshop, right? So in that case, yes, always there was a lot of noise. There was a lot of noise in my room because in the first floor of my house, there was a mechanical workshop. So there was always a lot of noise in my room. Hmm? Bueno, very good. Now I can make another question which is plural, no? Simple, like, for example, bueno, let's say how many windows were there in your room? Of course, I use how many windows, which is plural and it's countable. So, of course, I have to use how many windows were there in your room. Incluso si la respuesta fuera que había solo una, no importa, la pregunta se puede hacer en plural porque yo realmente cuando pregunté no sabía. Entonces, si la respuesta es singular o plural, no importa, pero la pregunta cuando es algo contable y plural, generalmente va a ser con there. Right? So, how many windows were there in your room?
There were 2 windows.
Excellent, Maria. Very good. There were 2 windows in my room, of course, no? O bueno, in Maria's room. There were 2 windows. Excellent. ¿Alguien más? Anybody else? How many windows were there in your room?
Teacher, but where there is a window, the answer is, in this case, we was.
Once again, Johan. Could you please repeat?
For example, when the question is with where, the answer is with what.
Well, the answer can be with were or with was, depending. If you said teacher, solo había una. Okay, there was one, and it's fine. Puede ser con was. Si es plural, there were y el número. Está bien también, right? Yes.
Thanks.
Is okay, good, very good. Excellent. So in that case, guys, look that here we always follow after there was or there were, we always follow one structure, which is after that, I have to use the quantity, la cantidad. For example, a lot of, for example, any, for example, two, for example, many, ¿cierto? And then I mention the object, noise or windows, right? So there was a lot of there were a lot of windows. There was only one window. There was one TV. There were many clothes on the floor, right? And then I can have a complement. The complement can be anything. For example, the place. There were 2 windows in my room, for example. Or there were 2 windows next to the closet, for example, the place, ¿cierto? Or I can talk about also about the time. There were 2 windows in my room 20 years ago, for example, right? So the complement can be anything that I want to use to complete the sentence, but it's important to mention the quantity and the object. Ready? Es exactamente la misma estructura que vimos en el nivel pasado hablando de there is, there are, solo que vamos a usar el verb to be en pasado. That's it. Para decir había y ya no hay, sino había, algo que había antes, pero ahora ya no. ¿Listo? Guys, hasta ahí cómo van. Questions, difficulties, problems, anything?
It's clear, teacher.
It's clear. Very good. Excellent. So the name of the topic, the name of the unit of the week number 1, it's knowing my city. Yes, or talking about my city. So in that case, of course, the city has changed a lot. Bogota, Colombia, all the cities, Medellin, Ibagué, all the cities have changed a lot, right? Taking into account the city, yes, only about the city, tell me what things have changed, what things have disappeared that there were before, but now there are not. Take into account that here we're going to talk about countable and non-countable nouns. So it's important that you remember which ones are countable and which ones are not. Example, countables are the things, the places that I can talk about: restaurants, banks, drugstores, malls, bridges, buildings, bueno, stations, police officers, people, round points, all of that are countable. Yes. For example, in Bogota, there weren't, o sea, no habían, there weren't so many Transmilenio stations. There were more buses. Now there are not so many buses, but there are more Transmilenios and so on. And for example, in Bogota, there weren't so many malls. No? Now there are a lot of malls, but in Bogota, before there weren't so many malls, right? And also I can talk about non-countable nouns. For example, the noise. Yes, that's one example, but we have others. Pollution, education, violence, tolerance, the abstract concepts that we have in the city. For example, in Bogota, before there wasn't so much pollution. Now there is a lot of pollution, but before there wasn't so much. Well, there is always pollution, but there wasn't so much pollution, right? And in Bogota, before there was enough water. Nowadays, there is not enough water, but before there was enough water. Yes? Now, no. Oh, no sé, I can say like, if, let's say, in Bogota, before there was less violence. Now there is a lot of violence, but before there was less violence, right? So take into account those aspects, countable and not countable, and tell me, guys, what things were there in your cities. If you live in Bogota or in Medellin or in Ibagué or wherever you were, tell me what was there or what wasn't there that now it's different. Think for a second, think for a second, and tell.
Teacher, una pregunta, es que me perdí un momento.
Tranqui, don't worry.
Para espacios como lugares, ¿se utiliza there were?
Yes. No importa para, digamos,
Es
siempre
que me
estamos
perdí
hablando.
de la primera imagen.
Ah, no te preocupes. Lo que pasa es que lo que vamos a hablar, digamos, no importa de lo que vayamos a hablar acá, porque siempre es un lugar el que estamos describiendo, sino del objeto que quieres mencionar acá. Si ese objeto es plural, es decir, es contable, puedes usarlo con there were, si es plural, o sea, si habían varios. Pero si es un objeto, un lugar, por ejemplo, un restaurante o una iglesia, pero solo era uno, usamos singular porque solo era uno. ¿Listo? Los
Ah,
que no
ok.
son contables, Chris, o sea, pollution, education, esos siempre serán singular. Entonces siempre los uso con was, ¿right? A diferencia de los contables, puede ser was o were, pero los no contables siempre son con was.
Ah, ok, teacher, gracias.
Ok. So, ready? So tell me, what do you find out? What things change in your cities? What's different now that there was not before there?
Teacher,
Mhm.
in my city, Bogota, there was tranquility
Very good.
before.
Hmm. Very good. There was tranquility. The pronunciation of the word is
Tranquility.
tranquility. Es un poquito
Okay.
complicado, pero es tranquility. Very good. There was tranquility before. Muy bien. Very good. Anybody else?
Teacher me. In
Dale.
Bogota before there was a park, its name was Sisi Aqua Park, and there was close to the Simon Bolivar Park.
Very good. There was a park, bueno, a water park, called, you could say called, o sea, llamado CC Aqua Park, ¿no? El segundo ya no es there was, sino it was, porque estamos hablando de la ocasión. It was
Okay.
close to Simón Bolívar Park. ¿Listo? Ready? Muy bien, perfect, that's it. Pretty cool. José, creo que ibas a opinar, Mike.
Sí. In Bogotá, there weren't many ciclorrutas.
Good. There were not many ciclorrutas, no? Only like 2 or 3. Now there are many, there are more, no? So there were not many ciclorrutas. Perfect. Thank you so much. ¿Qué más? Anybody else de otras ciudades? Maybe Johan about Medellín. Maybe Majo.
In my municipality, Cachipay, there
Okay.
was train.
No way, seriously? Yeah, pues, in Cachipay, there was a train. Muy bien. But suppose, was it connected with the other cities of the
With
area?
other municipalities.
Perfect. Very good. Okay, Majo, thank you so much. In Bogota, there weren't many public transports. True, Maria. Yes, excellent. There were not many transports, not just bus, taxi, and that's it. Now we have bus, Transmilenio, taxi, busy taxi, blah, 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 moto taxi, well, a lot of them. Thank you, Ma. Excellent. Anybody else? ¿Alguien más? ¿De otra ciudad, maybe?
Sure. Medellin, there were pollution good.
But there were more or less? ¿Había más o había menos?
There were less.
Ok, muy bien, very good. Pero, Johan, resulta que pollution es no contable. Entonces, there was less pollution. ¿Listo? Very good. Excellent. That's it. Muy bien, guys. So, excellent. So, in this case, we use there was or there were. The idea is that, of course, we can describe things that were there before, but not now, or things that didn't exist before, but now they are, right? So, we're talking about the simple past. I mean, we are talking about the past, but with other different perspectives, ¿no? Other different expressions. No solamente con did, it was, it were, sino ya un poco más avanzado, ¿vale? Ahora, one of the most difficult changes in the last years was the pandemic, no? So you remember when everybody was at home? In the street, there weren't or there were not people in the street, no? Everybody was at home, yeah, because we were in quarantine. And during that time, we acquired, yes, different habits or different customs, right? Those customs or those habits that are part of the past but are different now, they can be described with another different structure. The structure is used to. Ready? Used to, it's a combination of verbs which help me to talk about habits in the past, right? What is the meaning of used to? Anybody knows what's the meaning of the expression used to?
Teacher, I think that is solía.
Exactly. Muy bien, Christian. It's solía. O sea, when I talk about something that solía hacer, it's because it was a custom. Es algo que no pasó solo una vez, sino que solía pasar. O sea, que era una costumbre, era un hábito en el pasado. ¿Ready? Por lo tanto, cuando uso used to, sí, estoy usando el simple past. Y es exactamente la misma idea con did en la pregunta, ¿cierto? Pero no hablo de una acción que simplemente pasó una vez, sino de algo que solía pasar. For example, when I was a child, yes, when I was a child, I used to watch The Simpsons. a lot. Now, not so much. But before, I used to watch The Simpsons, right? ¿Qué pasó? El verbo que recibe el simple past es el verbo use. La acción que yo solía hacer, o sea, la acción que quiero mencionar, no va a estar en pasado. ¿Por qué no? Porque en todos los casos va a estar después de to. Y como sabemos, después de to, el verbo siempre viene en infinitivo, o sea, en su forma básica. Es decir, aquí el verbo que coloqué en pasado fue used. El verbo ver, que es watch, va a estar normalito, en su forma infinitiva. De igual manera, el verbo que va a recibir todos los cambios, el auxiliar, todos los cambios, es use. ¿Listo? Entonces, el verbo que yo elija, que yo diga como yo solía ver, comer, dormir, tener, ir, hacer, jugar, todos esos verbos, como ustedes se dan cuenta, están en infinitivo. Ir, dormir, comer, ir, venir, están en infinitivo. ¿Sí? Entonces, in that case, I used to watch The Simpsons. Or, well, before, not when I was a child, but for example, in the pandemic, I used to watch repeated movies. Películas repetidas, right? I used to watch repeated movies, such as Harry Potter movies, no? I used to I used to play a lot of video games, no? I used to talk a lot with my mom, because in that moment I used to live with my mom. So I used to talk a lot with my mom. I used to chat a lot with my girlfriend in that moment, that now is my wife. So I used to chat with her. If the sentence is negative, of course, I am going to use the auxiliary didn't. But the verb use, como ustedes saben, si uso el auxiliar did, el verbo no va a ir en pasado. Recordemos que en simple past, el verbo solo está en pasado en la forma afirmativa. En la negación y en la pregunta, el verbo va normal, porque para eso estoy cambiando el auxiliar. Entonces, en esta estructura funciona exactamente igual. Solamente used estará en pasado en la forma afirmativa. En negación y pregunta, no, porque para eso tengo en pasado el auxiliar. ¿Listo? Entonces, for example, in my case, in the pandemic, I didn't used to play parchís. No sé si se acuerdan, everybody was playing parchís on the cell phone with the friends. So I didn't used to play parchís. I didn't like it.
Ter-
Dime, Johan.
Terrible.
I didn't like it. No, it was boring for me. So in that case, if I want to make a negation, it's just going to be used in infinitive and the other verb also in infinitive. So both verbs are going to be in infinitive accompanied with the auxiliary didn't. Ready? Sigue las mismas reglas del pasado simple, exactamente las mismas reglas, solo que todo va a recaer sobre el verbo use. El otro verbo siempre estará en infinitivo. ¿Listo? If it's a question, then use is going to go after the auxiliary, yes, and well, between the auxiliary and the subject, right? So in that case, we have, for example, what did you use, of course, to do during quarantine? What did you use during quarantine?
I used to do exercise.
Okay, good choice, good option. That Johan used to do exercise or used to exercise. Muy bien. Anybody else? What did you used to do during quarantine?
I used to watch many movies and series.
Muy bien, okay, very good. Maria used to watch many
Netflix.
movies and
I
series.
used to watch on Netflix.
No, of course, everything in Netflix, no? Christian, what about you, Mike?
I used to sleep all day.
Okay, so he used to sleep all day. Very good. Anybody else? Diana, Valeria, Brian, Alejandra, Daniela, Jose.
I used to cook.
Yeah, very good. Excellent. He used to cook. Okay. Maria Fernanda, maybe Maria Jose.
I used to stress every day.
My God, why? For the closing.
Um, very anxious,
Ah,
ansiosa
yes. Ajá. Yes. Muy
mm,
bien.
por el encierro.
For the enclosing, right? Okay, okay.
Teacher, I use it to sleep.
I used to what? Sorry, again?
A lift of me.
Of course, sí, es igual que Cristian. I used to sleep. Bueno, sí, muy bien. Very good. Excellent. No, pues, ¿qué más había para hacer? Muy bien. Entonces, in that case, we are going to use this expression when we want to describe habits in the past. Pilas la pronunciación, guys. Is verb, it's pronounced use. Ready? Used. Pero como está pegado con la preposición to, eso hace parte de la misma expresión, por lo tanto lo pronuncio todo juntico. I used to. Todo juntico. I used to, y luego sí el verbo. I used to sleep, I used to do, I used to play, I used to watch, I used to go, I used to I used to cook, ready? Pero esto siempre se pronuncia todo juntico, se pronuncia used to, ready? Used, all together, ready? Listo, guys. Guys, hasta ahí. Questions, difficulties, problems, anything, everything fine, everything not fine. What do you think?
Teacher, in negative, what is the pronunciation? We
Didn't use.
use
In negative is the same. Lo que pasa es que esta D, Johan, se une con
yeah.
esta T. Acá no hay D, pero de todas maneras está la T. Entonces se pronuncia exactamente igual. Used to. Right? I didn't used to. ¿Listo?
Okay.
Porque aquí, como te digo, aquí no está la D, pero sí está la T. Entonces, como lo pronuncio todo juntico, pues aquí lo único es que es un poquito más estresada esta sílaba. I used to, y aquí no es tan estresada, pero igual se pronuncia used to. O sea, all together. Ready? ¿Mm?
Okay.
Listo, perfect, that's it. Bueno, guys, excellent. Anybody has any question? Something that it's not clear? No? Everything fine?
For me, it's clear.
Very good, excellent. Now, let's get back to the topic of the city. Hmm? In the city, of course, the actions, well, the things that we can find have changed. Though the actions that we did before also have changed, no? For example, well, I remember that when I was in school, I used to walk around. I used to walk around downtown with my friends. Yes, because I used to study in downtown. I used to study in well, near to in the technical center. It's near to the downtown of Bogota. So in that case, I used to walk around. I used to go to La Séptima. I used to go to La 19. I used to go to Monserrate. I used to go to Las Aguas, to different places, no? Now, well, it's a little bit dangerous, no? But that were the actions that I used to do before in the city. Hmm? I used to visit libraries. Now, not so much. But before, I used to go to the libraries, no? Guys, what did you used to do? Let's say the question, what did you used to do? What do you used to do in your city before that you don't do now? Something that you used to do before, but something that you don't do now anymore.
Teacher, repeat again, please.
Course. What activities, Maria, did you used to do in your city? For example, well, you are here from Bogota, so what did you used to do before when you were a child in the city? Did you used to go to the parks, maybe? Did you used to go to the shopping centers, maybe before? Did you used to go to your friend's house?
I used to go to park in Chia, downtown in Chia.
Ah, okay, Chia's downtown. Chia's downtown. Ujú. Muy bien, Mari. Thank you so much. Chia's downtown, right? Recuerden el posesivo de la S para evitar el off. Entonces, Chia's downtown. Muy bien. Anybody else? What did you used to do in your city before? Daniela.
I used to play in the street.
With your friends, I suppose.
Yes.
Okay, Danny, where do you, but before in Russia or here in Colombia?
In Colombia.
I'm here in Colombia. In what city? Sorry.
Bogota.
Ah, in Bogota. Very good. Perfect. Listo, Danny. Thank you so much. Anybody else? What did you used to do in your city before? In Cachipai, what did you used to do? Johan.
Sure. I used to walk city, river.
What
Uh,
river? What is the name of the river, man?
Many rivers, teacher.
Ah,
Charcos.
okay, like canals.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Okay, very good. Excellent. Anybody else? Brian, Valeria. Nothing. Jesse?
I used to do work in the cicloruta.
En ciclovía.
En ciclovía, okay.
Hey, very good. Hi, me too. I used to work in the ciclovía many years ago. Very good. These are very good, guys. So in that case, well, of course, this verb is the action that you used to do, no? So I used to work, I used to go, I used to play, I used to many different things, even if it's solía ser o solía estar. If I want to say solía ser o solía estar, how can you do it? How would you say, no, pues yo solía ser más hiperactivo, maybe. Solía ser, how can you use that? What do you think? Solía ser o solía estar.
I used to be.
Perfecto, Majo, muy bien. El verbo be, que es el verbo ser o estar, pues va a estar en infinitivo. ¿Cuál es la forma infinitiva? Pues be. Entonces, I used to be. For example, I used to be very shy. When I was a child, I used to be, what is the meaning of shy, guys?
Tímido.
Tímido. Yes, exactly. And so I used to be very shy. Other person could say, teacher, I used to be at home every day. I used to be at home. And then you ask me, teacher, ¿y cómo hago para reconocer si es ser o estar? Bueno, pues el complemento les va a dar el contexto que necesitan. For example, in this case, what do you think? ¿Ser o estar? En la primera.
Ser.
Sí.
Obvio, ser
Ser.
porque el complemento es una cualidad, ¿cierto? But if I use a place at home, pues obvio va a ser estar, ¿sí? El complemento me ayuda a contextualizar el verbo. Muy bien. So in that case, I used to be at home every day. ¿Listo? Any questions about used to? ¿Alguna pregunta sobre used to? ¿Todo claro? All fine. Las personas que no han hablado mucho.
Clear, teacher.
Clear, excelente. Valeria, Brian, alguien que está como usuario, no sé quién es, pero tienes preguntas de pronto, maybe. Brian, ¿todo bien? Good.
Good
Yes,
teacher.
teacher.
Listo, perfecto. Excellent, 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 guys. Entonces, in that case, well, in this class, what we did or what we have been doing, it's just talking about the city before. It means talking about the past. But we have done it not with the simple past, no con el pasado simple normal de siempre, like yo fui y yo hice. No, two expressions which are different. Ready? Used to and the expression there was and there were. So, ready? So in that case, two of the expressions which are different. Now, in that case, we talk about things that, of course, when we talk about the city, we can talk about the city also now. Then, taking into account if the object is countable or not countable, we can use other expressions which are used to describe which is good and not so good. Yes? For example, we have the expression enough. What is the meaning of enough?
Sí,
Suficiente.
sí.
Suficiente. Ready? Sin sería without. Ready? Without, it means sin. Pero enough, it means suficiente. Ready? And guys, I have another question. What's the meaning of two?
Mucho, como igual.
Bueno, to tiene dos opciones, tiene dos acepciones. La primera,
También.
exactly. La primera significa también, como una adición. ¿Listo? Pero cuando significa también, generalmente va a ir al final de la oración. Es decir, when I say, I love you too. Ese to de adición, o sea, de acuerdo, ¿cierto? Va a ir al final. Pero si to va antes de una característica, es demasiado, o sea, mucho, pero va a ir, es decir, negativo, ¿ready? Y va a ir antes de adjetivo. ¿Listo? Example, if I say, the city, no sé, Bogotá, it's too dangerous. What's the meaning of here? ¿También o demasiado?
Demasiado.
Demasiado, ¿cierto? Va antes de adjetivo, ¿cierto? Para enfatizar una característica negativa, ¿vale? So in that case, we can have these expressions. Yeah, we can have these expressions. A ver, over here, good. Oh my God, sorry. Let me just erase this part. So using there is and there are, obvio, también puedo usar there was or there were, ready? For countable nouns and non-countable nouns. Right? In which case, I am going to have things which are good in both cases and things which are bad in both cases. If I use there aren't enough or we need more, significa que quiero que aumenten. Countable and not countable. There aren't or there isn't enough. Example, something good, education. Debería haber más educación. So I would say there isn't enough education, porque es no contable, ¿cierto? But something that you want more in your cities, for example, schools. There aren't enough schools. Ready? So expressions for something which is good that I want to increase in the city. Increase, it means incrementar, or reduce, which is similar to decrease. Decrease, o sea, decrecer, it means menos, ready? For example, violence. Violence is something that we don't like, something that is bad. I want to reduce, pero es no contable. ¿Qué expresión de estas que tienen acá usarían para decir, no, pues debería haber menos violencia?
There should be less.
Should be less.
Excellent. So, es algo malo y de violencias no contables. So, I have these two expressions. Cualquiera de las dos. There is too much, hay demasiada, o there should be less. Debería haber menos. Es lo mismo. Violence. ¿Sí? O, for example, thieves. Ladrones. There are too many, o there should be fewer thieves. ¿Cierto? Entonces, guys, aparte de there was, there were, y used to, we can find any other expressions to talk about what is good or what is bad in a city. Ready? I can use it in present or I can use it in past, depending if I am talking about the city now or the city before. ¿Cierto? Por ahí alguien digo, teacher, antes no había suficientes medios de transporte. Okay, so I would say there weren't enough kinds of transportation. ¿Cierto? O, no sé, before we needed more transportation also, right? Entonces, estas expresiones se prestan para poderlas usar en presente, en pasado, whatever you want. ¿Listo, guys? Important that you take into account the meaning of enough y too, ¿vale? Obvio, too much, si es algo no contable, too many, si es algo contable, ¿vale? Recuerden que digo too many es demasiados, hay muchos, más de los que deberían haber. O too much es lo mismo, pero para no contable, o sea, hay demasiado o demasiada, dependiendo si es masculino o femenino. ¿Listo, guys? Questions ahí, difficulties or problems? Nah, all right, listo. So in this picture, for example, we have different areas of the city. Of course, we can have here in the party zone, which is the first part, is the party zone. What do you think it's there? ¿Qué creen que hay? Si es la zona de la fiesta, is the party zone. What's there?
Well, ¿qué, teacher?
Here we have in this map, in the center of the screen, we have different zones or different areas in the city. So we have Bank Bogotá, we have Party Zone, o sea, like the Zona Rosa, we have the downtown, we have the business area, and we have a central round point. What is the meaning of round point? Se me olvida, round point.
Glorieta.
Una glorieta, un retorno, una rotonda, ¿cierto? Entonces, we have different parts. Let's start here with the party zone. If there is a party zone, si hay una zona de fiesta, ¿qué creen que hay? Miren los objetos que hay al lado. In the party zone. What do you think it's there?
Noise.
No?
Muy bien, very good. So the question is, what's there? Usted dice noise. ¿Será que noise is good or is bad?
Is bad,
Is bad. Countable or not countable?
not countable.
O sea que,
There is too much noise.
exactly, Christian, muy bien. There is too much noise. Very good. Es claro que sí, of course, there is too much noise. The second one, bueno, the violence, no? The fights after the party. So, lo mismo. There is too much violence or there should be less violence. María, tell me.
No, iba a decir eso.
Yes, muy bien. There should be less violence, no? Or there is too much violence. Muy bien, perfect, right? For example, here in the Columbia Round Point, it's a central point of the city, so it's super crowded. What's there?
There is too much traffic.
Exactly, very good. Traffic, of course, is not countable and also is not good, no? So there is too much traffic. Very good. Okay, here in downtown, yes, we have a lot of people from other cities, like foreigners. Foreigners, it means, pues, you know, extranjeros. So, is good or is bad?
Depende.
Bueno, if they are good, I mean, you know. How do you call to the foreigners who come from other cities to take pictures and visit and know? What is the name of them?
Tourist.
Very good, tourists. And well, that's normally it's something good. Normally, of course, in normal condition, it's something good. So what do you think? What's there? Any ideas? If I would say no, yes, hay suficientes. O hay muchos. How would you say that?
There are many or in all tourists.
Very good. There are enough tourists. There are many tourists. There are a lot of tourists. Ready? Entonces, guys, muy bien. There are, if there was, or there were, are going to help me to describe what it's on the place, on the city. Yes? Well, whether it would be now using there is or there are, or before using there was or there were. Ready? And especially for talking about the past, well, there is not only using was, were, or did, or went, or studied, but there are other two expressions, no? So used to and there was a word in order to describe different changes in one place or in one person from the past to the present. So guys, questions about it, difficulties, problems, any kind of confusion, anything, or is it that clear? Or good?
It is clear.
It's clear, teacher.
Muy bien, guys. Very good. So, guys, see you tomorrow. For today, that's it. So, thank you for being here. Thank you for the attention. Thank you for the participation. Well, there are some people who never participate, but I would like you to participate, you know. This is the opportunity to practice a lot. So, take advantage of the classes as all the rest, as Maria, Johan, Christian. They practice a lot. I really love them because they practice a lot. Take advantage also. Say Valeria that almost never say anything, or Alexandra or Brian that almost never say anything. Try to practice, take advantage of the classes for that. Ready? Because well, that's the purpose of the classes. So that's it. Guys, thank you so much. See you tomorrow in class, in the class 1.2. Okay, so tomorrow we continue with this thing, and that's it. So have a good night. See you tomorrow in class at 7. Tomorrow is
See
at
you tomorrow, teacher.
Tomorrow is at 7, guys. Okay.
Thank you.
Sure, good night.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Okay,
See you.
thank you, teacher.
See you
Bye
tomorrow.
bye, teacher. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you, teacher.